What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trey Sense here. Got a little cologne review for you today. Well, sort of a review. What I have for you today is my top 5 fragrances, colognes from the house of Calvin Klein. You guessed it, the house of Calvin Klein. All right, I'm going to get right into it. First, my 2 honorable mentions, and then I'll get to my top 5. First honorable mention is CK2. The only thing I don't like about this fragrance is the bottle design. Great smelling fragrance. I wear this every year on vacation. I don't have, I went through about half of the bottle. My wife wears it sometimes too. It's just a very nice fragrance. It's very beachy, very warm, very relaxing, very unsophisticated. It's not a dumb reach fragrance, but it is a casual, I ain't trying to do nothing today type of fragrance, and it gives you that kind of feeling and that kind of vibe. And when you've worn it to the beach a couple of times and you spray it on, you're instantly taken back to that time and period. It's just a nice little getaway fragrance. Projection and performance on it is not the best, which is the reason it didn't make the list of top 5. It projects maybe an hour, hour and a half, and performs maybe 3, maybe 4 hours. It's not a very good performing fragrance, but it does smell good. The next honorable mention on the list is Calvin Klein Xscape. And this one is one I wore fresh out of high school. When I was a young Trey Sense trying to figure things out. This is what I wore. And I like this one a lot. It reminds me, I didn't see Violet Leaf listed in the notes, but it gives me that type of a vibe. To me, it's just a dirty but yet clean fragrance. I really, really like it. It doesn't perform like it used to, but projects about an hour and a half to 2 hours with about 4 to 5 hours of longevity. But I do like this one, especially on a cold winter's day when I don't have anything to do. I like it. And I picked this up I got this on clearance at Burke's Outlet for like 12 bucks. And it's a 50 mil, so I could not go wrong with that. I was not going to leave it there. This Calvin Klein Xscape. My second honorable mention. Okay, let's get into the top 5 because I know you guys want to see this. At number 5 of my 5 best Calvin Klein fragrances. Now, these are just mine. I have a ton more, but these are the 5 that I like the best. The first one at number 5 is Eternity Aqua. I like this one a lot. What you get from this little fragrance is a very, again, non-offensive, easy to wear fragrance. Great office scent. Great for this time of the year. The note of cucumber. It is very similar to Ralph Lauren's Polo Blue. Very, very similar. And I think it's the note of cucumber that ties it together. Again, a very nice, inoffensive, inexpensive fragrance that does well. Occasions to wear this. I think you could wear this on a date. It doesn't have that umph factor though, but it does have that non-offensive factor. If you're going on a date with somebody, you're not sure whether they like fragrances or not, this is one that would smell good but wouldn't offend them at the same time. Projection and longevity on it is not the greatest. Again, it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours with about 4 hours of longevity, but it still is an inexpensive fragrance. I paid 20 bucks, $17.99 for this 30 mil, and that fits good in my collection, so I like it. Now, moving along to number 4. The number 4 spot on this list is Eternity Air. And I haven't had this one very long, but I do like it. To me, this is a very, very safe scent. And in fact, I think it's the definition of safe scent. And it's just like it says, air. It's just a very clean, airy fragrance. But it smells good. It really, really works. It's a nice fragrance. Great for the office. I can see this being worn to the gym. About the only place I would not wear this is a date night. Again, it lacks a little bit of umph, where this one, I know I said didn't have that bite you like from a date night fragrance either, but it does have the note of cucumber, and I know women for some reason like that note, so whatever. But this one doesn't really have the umph for a date night, but I definitely would wear this to the office. I can see this being worn to the gym, running errands, or just anything casual, nothing that you have to think about, non-offensive type events, and I think Calvin Klein Eternity Air is absolutely perfect for that. All right, moving along to number 3. The number 3 spot, I think, this is my number 3 spot for Calvin Klein, and it is CK1. The reason that this made the list is I just think the world of this fragrance. I think it is so versatile. I think it doesn't get the recognition that it deserves. I think it all goes to colognes like Eternity, not Eternity, I'm sorry. Aqua and fragrances like that. People are like, oh, you know, Aqua the king of aquatics. I think CK1 and Cool Waters straight get overlooked. And those are, to me, are two of the iconic brands of cologne before there was iconic brands. There was CK1, which is one that everybody rushed out, got, and bought, and so was Cool Waters. But Cool Waters is not a Calvin Klein fragrance, so of course it can't be in this list. But at number 3, I totally love this fragrance. Very aquatic, citrusy, aquatic, easy to wear, gym fragrance, daily wear fragrance, office fragrance, date night fragrance. There's not an occasion that I don't think you could wear this and it not work and perform the way it's supposed to, except for maybe a suit and tie event, something formal, something dressed up. It's the only occasion I wouldn't reach for CK1. Performance on it is decent. It's about 2 hours of projection, you know, closer to 5, maybe 6 hours of longevity, depending on how moist your skin is and where the environment is. And this is a non-offensive fragrance. You can spray that sucker, and it's going to do what it's supposed to do. Like it a lot. All right, number 2 on my list, and it just happens to be the scent I sprayed on today, and it is CK1 Summer. I think this is the 2015 edition. It's hard to tell when you look it up. When you look up the notes, it's hard to tell which bottle it is, but I think I want to say this is the 2015 edition, and it is just nice. And the one thing I like about Calvin Klein fragrances, they have a ton of notes in the breakdown. Honestly, they're very complex fragrances, and people don't give the house enough credit because it's inexpensive. You know, if you're in an inexpensive house, people tend to want to overlook you, and go, you know, it's just Calvin Klein, you know, because you think back in the old days. But all of these fragrances that I have are fairly new and fairly modern smelling. They all smell modern, and they go along with today's trends and the fruitiness and the airiness and just, you know, the way that fragrances smell today. Even this one, even though it's a fragrance that came out in the 90s, it's still very much there, you know. But my number 2 fragrance was CK1 Summer. Projection on this one is moderated. It's going to do about an hour to an hour and a half, maybe 2 if you're lucky, with maybe 3.5 to 4 hours of performance. Again, it's not the best performer in the world, but it is honestly worth it, because for 2 to 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours, you're going to smell good. You're going to smell good. It's very relaxing, very tropical, very beachy, very summery, hence the name Calvin Klein Summer. Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Moving on to number 1, and the newest one in my list, in my house of Calvin Klein fragrances is Euphoria Man Intense. And I just picked this up last weekend, sprayed it on and wore it some Saturday. I really like this fragrance. It's masculine. I get the intensity of it. Projection on it was about 2 hours. Performance on it was a little less than I thought it would be, especially for an intense fragrance. It was only about 4.5 to 5 hours, but it does smell good. It gives you somewhat of a leathery vibe. It's just, I think suede is in the note breakdown, and it comes through. It's a very nice fragrance. I could definitely see this being a date night fragrance or something worn on a date. I could see it being worn to the office. If I was going to wear it to the office, though, I would go easy on the sprays, because I could see that getting away from you. Even though it's only going to project about 2 hours and last about 4 to 5, I could easily see that 4 or 5 hours it being strong, because it's one of those that comes out strong and then it dies down fairly fast. But it is still a great fragrance, and I like it a lot. Again, projection on this is about 2 hours, hour and a half to 2 hours, and longevity on it is 4 to 6 hours, which is all moderate. None of these fragrances are outstanding performers, but none of them are ducks either. All right, one last time. Top 5. This is Eternity Aqua at number 5. Eternity Air at number 4. CK1 at number 3. CK1 Summer Edition 2015 at number 2. And at the number 1 spot is Euphoria Intense Man. Alright guys, that's my top 5 Calvin Klein fragrances that I own. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, and subscribe. If you have any comments, you know, leave it in the comments below. If you have any familiarity with these fragrances, be sure to let me know, and we can definitely discuss them. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday, being safe out there. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.